Hi everybody, question and answer session again today. So haven't done one for a little while. We've got plenty of questions that you've been asking, so I thought today would be the perfect time to just to catch up on some of those as well for you. As always as well, if you've got any other questions from today or more questions from the questions that we've answered, put them in the comments box below, so we get them all together and then share them with everybody at once, so so everybody gets to hear what those are at the same time as well. So straight into it, Chris D has asked whether there's any model year changes for Grand California for model year 21. The answer to that is, as far as I'm aware, no there isn't, because obviously it was quite fairly released anyway that's in there. There are some changes to the base vehicle, so the actual crafter itself for model year 21 that relates to the actual stereo upgrade that's on there, but that's a standard feature in the California Grand, so that's a standard feature anyway, so there's no changes from in there. So next question was from David S, and that was regarding the sunrise function. He's asking whether it was available in the Grand. Unfortunately it's not. They don't actually do a sunrise function or alarm system within the control panel on the Grand California. It's a little bit more basic on the Grand compared to what it is on the 6.1. So unfortunately that isn't available. However, that does lead us on to a question from Hamish S, who asked about the alarm system and the sunrise function, and does how long does it stay on for, and that's there. So when your alarm goes off, and obviously you can hear it going off, to turn it off, you can turn it off, or you can snooze it. Actually, you can press snooze that's on there, or just by turning the alarm by pressing the actual alarm system as well, and that will deactivate it. The alarm itself will go off for about 11 minutes, then it will go off, it will be silent, and then it will come back on again after that. I believe it keeps doing that cycle. I've only done it once, but I believe it'll just keep going from on there as well. So next question was from Tony H. He mentioned about how to lower the California roof manually. And yes, it can be done manually. It's not something we're going to show in a video how to do it, and I would only say that it's only in extreme cases where you would actually do it. So basically the electric side of your roof has failed. Obviously you could phone the breakdown from in there as well, but I think it's important to have an idea how you do it, because obviously if you're in a Scottish island or somewhere like that, obviously it's going to take a long time for somebody to get out to you that's with the vehicle. And this applies to all the Californias, because they all work the same way. There's this actual system for doing it, and essentially what you're actually doing is you're actually lowering the roof manually, so you're actually releasing the pressure from the hydraulic to actually bring the hydraulic rams, which is what actually puts the roof up and down on the electric version, so that it would actually then gradually releasing that pressure, so it would gradually naturally close the actual roof section itself. Now to do that, I've taken some of the panels off the front here, which we can show you now. That's actually to actually remove those panels. Now we're on the 6.1 here. Obviously if you've got a 6 or a 5, you're looking in the same area, the same panels that are there. You'll see the foam, which you can probably see in the shot now, that's there. You need to put a screwdriver through that foam to locate a flat-headed screwdriver through there, and then you locate where there's actually effectively is a screw, and that screw is what releases the pressure and then allows the actual roof itself then to come down to closed position. At that point then you would use the straps which come with the vehicle. So every California, for as long as I can remember, has an electric roof has been supplied with these. If you've got them in your California, you've always wondered what they were. So you get two things that look like that, and you get two little bits of plastic there, and then you get some Velcro straps. It's here, and the easiest way to put these into perspective, so these go onto the side of the vehicle where your awning rail is, and this goes into your roof box attachment, so on the roof attachments on the actual plastic side of the roof, and then the Velcro strips goes between those two bits that's there. And the easiest way to give you a proper descriptive thing is to show you what it looks like in the book. As I said, it's not something ideally that you want to be doing, and fingers crossed you never need to do it, but obviously there is a way of doing it to allow you to carry on driving as well. So good question that. Thanks Tony for that. So Daniel G asked about where does the water go from the sink. So if we're in the Grand California, which we're sitting in now, obviously there's water collection, and that the wastewater tank on this vehicle is actually underneath the vehicle, and to open and close it you do it from on there. Now in the California, in the ocean and coast model, the wastewater tank's actually at the back of the cupboards, and if you open those up there's a grey tank in the back there. There's a catch on the bottom, a handle which would allow it to drain off. You have to excuse me, but somebody did ask a little while ago about the net, the child net that goes up in the top section to stop children slipping out, and they'd asked about how you fit it. Now since then I've been doing a bit of research, and a little while ago noticed in actual fact on the 6.1 the netting they're using is the same as what was designed for the 6, and it's the same as what it is for the 6.1, so the part itself is the same. However, because the new bed design upstairs, the poppers that you clip it into are actually slightly further apart because they've got a sprung bed in between it. So I think the person who actually responded that was asking about how it fit, because we're obviously having a problem with that from in there. If you find anything like that doesn't quite fit, you need to take your vehicle to your local van centre, let them know, and what they do then is as we do from here, and we have done, they send a technical report to Volkswagen, and then they will obviously have a look at it, and it might be that needs a redesign, or what I think will probably need it, will probably just need a different catch put on it and a slightly different place, so that part then matches up for two of the particular vehicles that works there as well. You can get it in, you can pop it in both sides as well, but it doesn't quite fit as it would normally fit. That's there, and as always, as you can imagine, these things, it's probably something that has been slightly overlooked, but obviously we're bringing it to you now, as I said, from in there. So if you've got one, and the more people that actually say, look, there's a bit of a problem here, can you have a look at it, they then obviously get a bit of research into it and get it looked at through the Volkswagen technical department as well. So sorry, I'll be honest, I couldn't find your comment back in the comments box, but I know you'd made the comment, so thank you very much for that as well. And if you are, just ping us another note anyway to say hi, so we can get that information too as well. Find out who your nearest van centre is. If it's us, get you booked in and get have a look at it for you. So John has pointed out about the flashlight. So the option for flashlight, I think you used to say magnetic flashlight, I think you mentioned, John, and I think now it says flashlight with socket. The flashlight's exactly the same, it's not changed at all. What's actually happened is it's just as always, the description of it has changed. You sometimes find on these options the descriptions don't really necessarily correspond to what they are, and it's because the description is a factory description. Somebody then doesn't go, actually that's just a flashlight, and change it to flashlight, which is what the rest of us would normally do, which would make sense. So that's located on the base of the driver's seat. It's on the vehicle. I haven't got one here at the moment that I can show you, but it's about that big also, that's on there, and it clips in and clips out and recharges itself from there. You press a button, you've got a flashlight on top, and then on the side of it's also got a light in it as well, so it will illuminate the floor as well that's on the base of the California. Now Ruby M asked a really good question, because you were asking about whether you could actually take standard things off a factory order for California. So I think you're thinking about buying one, and you mentioned about the awning. You don't particularly want an awning. Now previously the awning's always been an option, but now it's standard part of the feature, so it's not something you can remove. All the standard features of the vehicle are set. If there was something to remove, it would actually be in the ordering system, so you'd actually see it as you were putting through. There'd be an option there. There'd actually be an option to remove it, which there isn't, unfortunately. So they all do come standard with that awning that's on the vehicle. Now what I would say is, if you don't want an awning on that vehicle, they can be fairly easily removed. It's not a huge job to remove an awning from a California that's there, and I think from a residual perspective, if you're going to keep it 10-15 years, it makes no difference to you at all not having one on there. But I think from a residual value, it's definitely worth the money which you get for that. So my advice would probably be worth you getting it with an awning, and then if you don't want the awning actually on the side of it, if you've got somewhere to store it or move it on, but you could remove it from it. Well, thank you for watching today, and I hope that's answered some of your questions for you. As always, keep sending those questions in, keep sending those comments in, and we'll do another question and answer session in a couple of weeks' time as well. If you don't subscribe already, please subscribe. That really does help us out with the channel that's here. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and we'll see you again next time.